Thank you, Justin. Good morning. My name is Collette Flanagan. I'm the mother of Clinton Allen, who was shot and killed in 2013 by a Dallas policeman. I'm also the founder of Mothers Against Police Brutality. We thank the Inter-American Commission for Human Rights for granting our request for a hearing to address structural racism and police violence in the United States. I would also like to extend our thanks to the ACLU for helping us and facilitating a video that you will see of the mothers shortly. I founded Mothers Against Police Brutality after my only son, Clinton Allen, was killed by a Dallas policeman. Clinton was unarmed. He was shot 7 times and once in the back. What our family went through during those dark hours is what most families that have lost loved ones through police violence go through. The isolation and the debilitating grief that takes away your ability to function in a normal, everyday capacity. The ability to support your family is often lost through this life-changing grief. Your health deteriorates, and many mothers and fathers, such as myself, experience PTSD, heart problems, hypertension, and many other ailments caused by this debilitating grief of losing your child to official police homicide. What the media and most of you never see or hear about is the carnage and the havoc that is left behind for surviving family members. Families are utterly and devastatingly destroyed in the aftermath of these police killings. If your loved one is killed by a policeman, there is no such thing as victim compensation to help you bury your child or your loved one, nor is there any type of mental health counseling available for surviving members or surviving siblings in the aftermath. Communities are giving back broken families that are already struggling in most cases because of the economic disparities that Black people experience in America. Police departments are funded very well with our tax dollars. And those tax dollars that pay their salaries, afford policemen many things that are part of the American dream. For many, such as buying and owning homes and vacations and being present at your sons and daughters' weddings and graduations. Some of the very things that are stripped and taken from us when our children are killed by policemen. And it is a shared sentiment from family members who have lost to police violence that we send their children to college and they send our children to the morgues. Honorable Commissioners, our presentation will proceed as follows. The Commission will next hear testimonies from other mothers of victims of police violence by video recording. Following this, Gina Clayton Johnson, the founder and executive director of the SE Justice Group, will be presenting on the BREATHE Act on behalf of Movement for Black Lives. Next, Kerry Kennedy, executive director of RFK Human Rights, will speak about the importance of divestment from police institutions and reinvesting in Black and Brown communities. And finally, Professor Justin Hanford from Harvard Law School will present our recommendations to the Commission. Thank you. And now we'll have the video.
My name is QUINTA Sanders. My son's name is Tory Sanders. He was murdered May 5th, 2017 in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County in a sheriff's department. He was murdered by the sheriffs, jailers, and also police officers of Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County. A mother never wants to bury her child. Yes, I had to bury my son. Next month would have been his 32nd birthday. He didn't get to make it there. We paid an awful big price. Not only myself, not only his siblings, he has 2 brothers, but also his children.
We miss you, Daddy!
What a big price we had to pay. Yes, their daddy won't be there to walk his girls down the aisle. Their daddy won't be there to see his sons graduate. Their daddy won't be there to take that ride with them to college. He was having a crisis. He was a medical patient, but instead of getting him help, they decided to take his life, not get him any help. We want our children to grow up with their fathers. We want our children to grow up with their mothers. No one should think they have the right to take another person's life just because you wear a badge. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Beatrice Roberson. My son's name was Jemel Roberson. He was a security guard that was murdered on November the 11th, 2018 by a Midlothian police from Midlothian, Illinois. My son was a security guard. He was at work doing his job. Policeman came and my son was shot in his back 4 times. Although people were screaming and saying that he was security, he is with us, he's one of us, the policeman still shot my son in his back 4 times. I have never received an apology from Midlothian Police Department, from Robin Police Department, from the state's attorney's office in Illinois. No one. I haven't received anything from them. It's been hard. It's a horrible almost 2 years. I am seeking for justice for Jemel. This is my son, Jemel Roberson. It is too hard. Stop killing our kids.
Hello, my name is Denise RANKIN. This is my son, Daron Gaylor, who was brutally killed by Flint Police Department. My son was in a 11.5-hour standoff, held in the attic of the house, scared. My son was, he had a depression. He was bipolar and ADD. I was there the whole 11.5 hours where they shot him, sniped him out. The SWAT team was there. They sniped him out, shot him in his head. They tore down the house on his body. My son was treated like an animal once they got him to the ground. Eyewitness from a neighbor said they drugged my son across the grass like a dog to put him in a body bag. My son did not deserve this. You are not the judge. You was not the judge. You didn't give him a chance to get to the point where he could get a judge or a jury to say if he was guilty or not guilty. You took that in your hands. I pray that my son gets justice, because my life, my children's life, his sister, brothers, his kids' life will never be the same without him.
My name is Kathy SCOTT-LYKES. I am the mother of Jarvis Likes, 35-year-old unarmed Black man that was shot and killed on December 29, 2017 in Columbus, Georgia by a Georgia State Trooper, Officer Michael Nolan. Jarvis was on his way to work that night, and en route, there was a DUI checkpoint set up, and Jarvis decided to turn around and go the opposite direction in order to get to work on time. Officer Michael Nolan saw Jarvis make the turn and decided to follow him into a residential area. Officer Nolan blocked Jarvis' car in and got out of his cruiser with his gun drawn on Jarvis. But instead of Officer Nolan probably just tasing him, he decided to shoot him up high instead of low. When I asked, could I go to the hospital to identify my son, the coroner told me I couldn't go and identify him, so I never got a chance to identify my son. And the next time I did see my son was his funeral on January the 6th, 2018, in his casket. My son's life mattered. My son should not have been killed. His death could have been prevented. We will continue this fight for justice for Jarvis.
Thank you all.